Welcome students to Poway Adult School's Home Caregiver course. I'd like to give you this opportunity now to close caption this presentation to any language that is available to you on YouTube. You go to the bottom right of your screen. You'll see the CC, and you'll be able to choose the language for this presentation to be transcribed. Our slides will be offered in English, but again, know that you can look at any of the videos presented in a language that suits you, as is offered by YouTube. All right, let's begin. So this is a 7-hour course on how to become a home care aide or a home care provider. This course is made possible by a grant from the California Department of Aging, specifically CalGROWS. And it is a grant to help stimulate the profession of home care aides. But for those of you taking care of family members and loved ones, this course will also be beneficial to you, giving you tips and techniques that may help you care for your loved one at home. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you all. Right. So welcome to caregiver training. Since this is a recorded session, we don't have the opportunity of introducing ourselves to each other, but I want to let you know that about 50% of the 200 students that we have put through this program have been family caregivers providing care for loved ones at home. And then the rest have been people who are working as caregivers currently, or those who are looking into providing home care services to someone in the future. I'm a physical therapist with over 35 years of experience. The last 10 years of my career have been spent in home health. And so I have had the ability to see patients actually in their homes, working with family members. I've always worked with home care aides. I've worked with different professions in training, from the home setting to the hospital setting, and kind of along the continuum of healthcare. My husband and I met in physical therapy school. I am also a certified yoga teacher. I have 2 kids in college, and for a while we lived in the mountains of Colorado. We're a very active family. We love being outdoors, anything sports related. And then a fact about me is I've traveled to Uganda, Africa. I've been there twice, once in 2012, and then with my family again in 2018, working with imprisoned children who are disabled, providing care for them there. This is a picture of the people and things that are important to me, my family in the bottom center. I have 2 dogs, Crash and Marley. Marley's the white one. I'm a goat yoga teacher, so these goats are goats that I've taught goat yoga with, and I love them like they're my own children. They're not my goats. And then Henry and Angel up at the top left, those are a brother and sister that my family and I support through their education in Uganda. So this course is a 7-hour course, as I said, and it is directed to employed home care aides, those of you that are currently working as home care aides, or those of you who want to be working in the future. And then for people taking care of family members or loved ones. It is made possible by a grant from the state of California, specifically California Department of Aging and CalGROWS. It's to address the caregiver shortage. We are a population that is getting older and living longer. And so the need to have a home care aide, which allows someone to stay in their home rather than go somewhere like a nursing home, is really important. For those, again, of you taking care of family members or loved ones, I think this course will enhance what you're already doing at home. A direct or affiliated home caregiver needs training in order to start working. This course provides the initial 5 hours of training that is needed, plus additional hours of education. And I'll get into that a little bit later. When you finish this course, you will receive a emailed certificate of completion. You will also receive a letter of instruction that details the hours that we spend on each topic. There's a lot of incentives that go along with this program that we'll talk about later. And then application for the home care aide registry. Again, we'll talk about that later. We use lecture and slides, a lot of videos to enhance what we're teaching. And then I'll be showing you your online student handbook, which is on Canvas. This is a graph of the elderly population growing rapidly and living longer. By 2060, close to 100 million of us over the age of 65. It's a lot. And when you think about it, there's not enough physical space in places like nursing homes or board and care facilities for us to go to. We're going to need to be at home, and we're going to need to have people help us at home. And so module 1 is being a caregiver. What does it mean to be a caregiver? Caregiving provides for daily needs. We call them activities of daily living. A caregiver provides emotional and physical support, and a caregiver can provide supervision or companionship. For the purposes of this class, we're training home care aides. Okay? Home care aides provide non-medical services to clients with disabilities or to clients that require assistance due to age. As you know, caregivers can be family members, friends. A caregiver can work independently, or a caregiver can be employed by an agency. The roles of a caregiver are very multifaceted. Okay? But again, we provide non-medical services with activities of daily living. We sometimes call those ADLs. And that is assisting with things like exercises and transfers, walking, maybe helping with light household duties, driving to appointments, running errands, the meal planning and shopping and preparation. It might mean assisting someone with eating. A home care aide provides that companionship and just helping with, general things around the house. Maybe it's answering phones or opening mail. And then a home care aide also assists with call them grooming activities, grooming and hygiene, things like bathing, dressing, using the restroom. So this first video is a video called A Day in the Life of a Caregiver. Now, these slides are available to you to go back and watch at any time.
Hello, rise and shine. Okay.
He said, no, again. She said, holy moly. Okay, better than mine.
Keep your hands up.
Okay, flip. There you go.
So that's just a video showing what a day in the life of a caregiver might look like. And now we want to look at the medical versus the non-medical side of care. The medical side of care, that is more of what a certified nursing assistant might do, or a home health aide might do, or an IHSS worker, which is an in-home support service worker. Those are provided by Medi-Cal. Okay. They do more invasive things such as vital signs or helping with injections or IVs. Okay. They can change ostomy bags and do catheter care. The non-medical side of caregiving, that's what this class is all about. Again, some of the things that we talked about, providing that companionship and that supervision, assistance. So what do you think some traits of a really great caregiver are? So if I was kind of looking at a caregiver or working with a caregiver, I can definitely pick out traits that set apart good ones from really great ones. And I think a great caregiver has a lot of empathy and compassion. Okay? They have a sense of humor and a very positive attitude. Most importantly, a really great caregiver finds ways to make their clients feel valued, important, and involved in their lives. So down here at the bottom left, you'll see a reference for Teepa Snow. Okay. Teepa is an occupational therapist. Get my cursor. She's an occupational therapist who specializes in working with people with Alzheimer's and dementia. And so she says, these are some ways that we as caregivers can provide our loved ones or our clients with a meaningful life. And she says there's 4 ways that we can do that. The first way is we can involve them in productive work. And so what that means is we're asking them to be involved in caring for themselves or helping us care for them. One of the things I see happen quite often is that family members or caregivers, they don't want to watch the person they're caring for struggle. And so immediately they rush in to help and do everything for that person. But I want you to consider that that person still needs to be involved in their life. And so we can involve them in things such as cooking or cleaning, folding laundry. That's not a bad thing. It's critical for their sense of well-being. The second thing we can do is encourage daily leisure, fun, and play. Now, you will know if the person you're caring for is a little bit more passive and they like to watch things versus doing things. You know, your more active participant, your more active client will like to play games or be involved. The third thing is we want to involve them in their own self-care. So what about instead of brushing someone's hair, giving them the brush and having them brush their hair, maybe by just offering some assistance, putting lotion in their hand and having them put lotion on the parts of their body that they can reach, finding ways that we can set up their environment so that they can take care of their own bodies. What about tidying up around their area? Maybe it's something as simple as using a washcloth and wiping off the table after they're finished eating. The last thing that Teepa Snow says we can do to provide our clients with a meaningful life is that we can encourage daily rest and restoration. And this is way more than sleep. We want to think about things that refill their cup, kind of what rejuvenates their spirit. You know, maybe the person you're caring for used to go to church and they can't go for whatever reason. So we could certainly find a church service on TV or on their phone or an iPad. And if they can't watch it because of vision problems, maybe they could listen with headphones. Maybe because of vision problems, they can't read anymore, but we could offer them a book, audiobook, and download that from the library. Could be as simple as just taking them outside, encouraging them to come sit outside in the sun and listen to the birds for a little bit. But it's ways just to kind of fill their soul. So this is a Teepa Snow video about these 4 steps. We're only going to watch the first one, productive work. And what I want you to, we'll meet Teepa in the beginning. She'll do a little introduction and then we'll jump right into productive work. I want you to pay attention to how they're making muffins. They're doing a cooking group in a residential care facility. So the caregiver's asking questions and they're getting the people moving, they're stirring. And as a physical therapist, I think any movement is good movement. Okay. They're making them reach to fill the muffin cups. That's all good motion, good movement.
Someone living with dementia still needs to fill the day. Our problem, our difficulty as care partners is how do we help them do that? How do we figure out how to make the day meaningful? Not just for them, but also for us, because we still are living our lives too. So it sort of helps to think about, well, what goes into a meaningful life? And what I'd tell you is there are 4 categories of activities. The first one is feeling productive, valued, doing work. Now, it may be that you get paid for it, or maybe it's just people say thank you, but it gives you a sense that I make a difference, that who I am and how I am and what I can do still has value for people. And this is really critical for my sense of well-being and self. It's part of what makes us feel like human being that is cared about by somebody else, and that I'm still here for a reason, and the reason matters. Now,
all right, so I'm going to fast forward to productive work.
All right, y'all, we're going to do a cooking group this morning. We need to make some muffins for breakfast in the morning. So, is blueberry muffins okay? Does anybody need help tearing their bag open?
I got that far, but I can't
You got
get
it that
no
far?
farther.
Then it quit on you, huh? Well, let's see.
now notice we're blaming the product, not the person. That bag, it's such a problem. There we go, and hand it back.
After you get your muffin mix in your bowl, there's a cup of milk right beside your bowl that you can pour in there with your muffin mix. Got it. Good job, lady.
Notice how our friend is looking around. What do you do next? And what's nice about a small group,
Okay, I'll get that for you.
people are doing it. Some folks are doing it, so she gets to see what comes next, and she does it.
All right. Lisa, can you get that cup of milk and pour in your muffin mix?
Cue somebody up to get started, and guess what?
For the milk.
There we go. Other people are doing it too because they see what's going on.
Let's go ahead and stir it up and see if we have enough milk in there. We got plenty of milk if we need more.
Okay, now one person who's able gets started with the stir and automatic. These are ladies who've made a lot of muffins.
I'll stir it up for real. Stir it up. Good job. All right, is it too fried? You need a little milk?
Look at that shoulder movement. Look at that action. They have a job.
Yeah, you might take your spoon and stir it back down in with the rest of the mix. All right, how's yours looking?
Cornbread ain't got no sweet taste. I stirred it up.
Good job.
Is this right?
And you spread yours down around the side of the bowl. Get all your mix mixed in, and then we'll put your cups in there.
In a minute.
In a minute, we sure will. How's it going, Evelyn? Looking good. Is yours ready, Mark?
Lots of reinforcement. There you go. Yes.
Can you put these paper cups in there for me? All right, well, can you put those paper cups in your...
Step by step. All right.
You ready? Just scoop your mix right in there.
Getting in here.
Yeah. We may have more mix than we have cups to put it in. If we do, we'll get another pan.
There we go. Yep. Sharing a muffin pan, getting them all filled up. We may have too much. Just a little warning, there might be extra. Don't panic.
What's your favorite part of cooking, the bacon or the eating?
Oh,
Snacks. You like to eat snacks? What's your favorite snack?
A muffin.
Muffins. I like muffins too. Evan, what's your favorite part of cooking, eating or the cooking itself?
Cooking.
The cooking is better? I kind of like the eating better myself.
So here's a lady who cares more about cooking than eating. If we just have her eat, maybe she won't eat so much, but if we get her to cook and compliment her, she'll eat with us because she cooked for us. Success.
If you fill up about 6.
And William,
Is that about right?
he's into detail.
Yeah, you might have to put a
We
little
need
bit
to
more
support
now.
what he cares about,
Put another spoonful in each one of them, and then let's see how it looks.
because success is in William's eyes.
All right, y'all tell me when you're ready, and I'll put it in the oven. Is it ready? Got a little
People
more
are using their hands, using their eyes to accomplish a task. This is terrific. This is wonderful.
ready?
And they did something productive, something of value. I'm still me.
I'm still me. And I don't know if you caught when she said, you know, if she cooks for us, she'll eat with us. Often in our culture, women are in the kitchen, they're preparing meals for their families. And so think about things that maybe your loved one or your client has done in the past. And then those are the things that you want to involve them in if you can. All right, so we're moving on to the caregiver dress code. This is important for those of you working outside of the home. Now, I have worked with both caregivers, the one on the right and the one on the left. And I can tell you there's nothing wrong with the caregiver on the left. But when we're going into someone's home and we're doing the job of a caregiver, we need to be aware of what we're wearing, what fragrances we're wearing, our jewelry that we're wearing, and it really has to do with safety. All right, so the first thing is that Scrubs or comfortable loose fitting clothing should be worn. Things that are easy to launder, that you can move around in. You don't want to be wearing tight pants or restrictive clothing when you're trying to help someone move. We want to wear closed-toed comfortable shoes. Closed-toed comfortable shoes help support us and our posture, but also keep us safe from tripping and falling, especially when we're helping someone move from one surface to another. We want to limit fragrances because as people get older, they might develop allergies or intolerances to fragrances. We limit jewelry just to avoid any skin tears. You know, if you have a ring with a high setting, you might want to consider not wearing that when you're caring for people, because you don't want to tear any thin skin. And then if you look at the caregiver on the left, she has that big necklace on. If she was transferring someone who is a little unsteady on their feet, they might grab a hold of that necklace instead of maybe her shoulders or her arm. Okay. We need to understand that in some cultural or religious practices that bearing a lot of skin is seen as disrespectful. You know, we want to watch the t-shirts and the slogans that we wear, and then make sure our clothes are clean every day so we're not cross-contaminating, bringing germs from one home into another. As part of this program, one of the incentives, if you are working as a caregiver or will be working as a caregiver, is to provide you with a voucher for 2 free sets of scrubs. So we'll talk about those incentives a little bit later, but 2 free sets of scrubs if you're working or will be working as a caregiver. It's part of this program.